Hello, I'm Hannah Obrike, and today I'll be presenting about my A through D forms for Health Science 301. So, this is my table of contents, and this is what my presentation will be about. It'll be about my Form A, which is a HSSA event, Form B, which is an educational event, Form C, a health related event, Form D, a volunteer outside CSULB, my current resume, and also additional extra credit. For Form A, which was an HSSA event, I attended the public health panel. Here I am on the left, and this is my critique of the public health panel. Walking in, it was very welcoming. The student leaders were very friendly, and overall, the presentation was very informative about different public health professions. There was less people than I expected. I thought that it would be packed, but it wasn't a little bit of people. It was just enough. And I felt a strong sense of community there. The inspirational personal stories of the guest speakers' journey moved me personally and encouraged me in my own endeavors. Also, snacks were provided, which lightened up the mood, and the interactive opportunity with the panelists was very helpful. I had the opportunity to ask my own questions, my own personal questions to each panelist. And I even got to talk to an environmentalist who in which we talked about how people test the waters, the oceans in Long Beach. And overall, the public health panel was very encouraging to me. Now, for Form B, which was HHS educational event, I went to Wellness Wednesday. And on the right, these are the two flyers that I got, and it was about mindfulness. So, this is Heidi, and she's right here talking about mindfulness and stress and breathing, and I'm sitting here taking notes. So, this event was held on the 6th of December, and it was from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. And it was about mindfulness for students and to reduce stress through breathing and short meditation. From the start, when I walked in, which was a couple minutes before it was supposed to start, there was not a lot of people. It was very empty. So the RSVPs did not show up, and a lot of the walk ins got to get their seat, which was fine because we ended up having a packed room. There's also free food. We got free Subway sandwiches, and it lightened up the mood. And it was overall therapeutic. It was a peaceful and calm atmosphere, and the presentation was easy to follow and very relatable as Heidi talked about stress and how it can cause us to have anxiety and look to the future and be fearful. But she brought us back to being mindful and being in the moment. We also did this strange breathing exercise, and it was called dynamic breathing, but it kind of looked like a chicken dance, and we were all laughing at each other, but it was very helpful. And overall, I it was very useful for my own application for my stress. I found that I was actually using these techniques even through finals. For Form C, the health related event, I attended the Imagine Women's Wellness Night. This was an amazing event. I went with my mom, and it was on October 14th. And it was all about woman empowerment and women coming together and uniting and encouraging one another and mental health in all aspects of health, actually, about physical and emotional, spiritual, and mental. So, my critique on the Imagine event, from the start, it was welcoming and very open. I was welcomed with hugs in the beginning. And looking around, it was all women of different ages and so diverse. It was very encouraging. Kind of looked like Long Beach. There's so many activities, and there's also music. There's photo booths, which my mom and I utilized, and there's different informational booths about different agencies that deal with these different health problems. The powerful messages and testimonies about mental health really moved me, and I could relate to it. Something interesting was that men were serving appetizers and snacks on platters outside for the women, and they were very respectful. But overall, the presentation was informative, entertaining, engaging, and moving. And not only that, there was resources and programs that were helpful, such as Mirror Mirror, which discusses self-esteem with young middle school girls, and also Mercy Multiplied, which talks about domestic violence and relationships. For Form D, the volunteer outside of CSULB, I attended a Thanksgiving outreach and I volunteered. I helped with the children and I was the leader of the children's ministry and overseeing the children. And there was so many things going on. It was mainly an outreach to the Harbor City community, mainly with the target audience of low income families as well as homeless. And they offered free clothes and free healthcare exams. And the children were holding up signs outside. And down here, these are all the volunteers, or most of the volunteers. So, my critique of the Thanksgiving outreach, it was amazing. Everyone was very hands-on. There was so many different stations, from the kids' crafts to the food, and the music and medical booth and even clothes booth. Yet we were all still working together, and I felt a part of it. I didn't feel like I was just in my own space, but really like community coming together. Overall, you could feel just this friendliness and openness and joy, and there was such delicious food. And with the delicious food, we got to sit down with homeless and with low income families and just spend a meal with them for Thanksgiving. And we met the needs of the low income families and the homeless. It was really inspiring, very rewarding, and I really felt that strong sense of community. On this slide, this is my current resume with experience, skills, awards, and languages. And this is my continued current resume of education and volunteering. Now, for extra credit, which was a volunteer activity, I volunteered at a booth at the KP Walk, which was the Kaiser Permanente Get Fit Festival. And this is where different Kaiser locations came together and did a relay with one another. So I was under my mom's branch, which is Bellflower, and I helped volunteer for the booth, decorating, and also with the activity with the kids and sharing about health. Now, my critique on the KP Get Fit Festival. It was very diverse. There was different booths representing various Kaiser locations and different faces and just different people. It was very crowded and busy. The layout I felt was not efficient because booths were everywhere. There was no organization. But I kind of understand because people are running in a relay and they're running in and out for their turn on the relay. But overall, everyone was having a good time and it really inspired me because I saw so many people driven to be fit and get fit. And after the relay, the kids walked around in the booths for activities, and our booth was on the focus of loving health. So we did a little activity where we took a CD and we wrote why we love health. Lastly, my last extra credit volunteer activity, I volunteered at nursing homes for visitation with the residents, and it was called Christmas Spirit in Nursing Homes. In the middle, this is Cynthia, such a beautiful woman. She's the activities director, and she's the one who coordinated the event. She has a very great heart for all these people, and these are all the residents that are inside of the nursing home. These are the two nursing homes that we went to, Sunnyside and Vermont. Now, my critique on the nursing homes. Honestly, in the beginning, when I walked in, it was quiet and melancholy. It smelled peculiar, but I knew that I had to get past that and get to the heart of things. But I looked around and workers looked very tired, and everyone just looked really tired. But during visitation, the residents lit up. We got to do so many different activities. We got to sit down and talk with them and just spend time with them and give them the company that they were desiring. And another activity that I really enjoyed was we got to sing Christmas songs with them, and a couple of them sang along, and even some of them cried. The workers were also very welcoming afterwards, and we just saw so much joy. And I personally saw a glimpse of the future. It was a very heartwarming and rewarding experience. Now, this is a little clip of the Christmas music that we were singing. So that was us singing the songs, and in the back there was a couple of people singing along with us. So these were my forms A through D. I really enjoyed it. I gained more than I expected, and I can't wait to do more. Thank you.